We all know that Breath of the Wild is an amazing game. A lot of people have put it in their top lists of best games of all time, but there can't be a great game without some frustrating elements. That's why in this video, I'm going to be listing some real frustrating things that most likely has happened to you in Breath of the Wild. This time, it isn't only my opinion, it's also the opinion of the viewers. Anyways, first, it has to be failing a wind bomb. We've all been there. We're standing at the Great Plateau Tower, looking at a YouTube video on how to wind bomb, and bam, you fall straight down. No going flying into the distance, just straight into the floor. Second, anything stamina related. Like, I've never felt more pain in my life than when I'm running away from a moblin and Link decides he doesn't feel like moving anymore and he needs a little break. This applies for swimming and climbing and gliding. When I'm swimming and need a couple more pushes to get to land and Link drowns, it infuriates me more than anything in life. Even more so with climbing, because you're there being patient, climbing slowly for 5 minutes just to make it near the top, and that last launch wasn't enough. Time to start again. In my video where I gave tips for Breath of the Wild players, I said to get a bunch of hearts, but honestly, I might have changed my mind, because you need so much stamina to do things well without having to whistle sprint every 2 seconds. Third, missing a perfect parry. Now when I thought of this, I was mainly thinking about Guardians, as at the start, the best way by far to defeat Guardians is by parrying. But the counter to that is that if you miss even one, you just straight up die. It does make it that much more satisfying when you do hit the parry, but man, when you miss it, it just sucks. This is the same with other mobs as well, like the Lionel for example. When they do their fire AoE attack at low hearts, it's the most efficient to parry it, attack, and then go. But missing it just resets you completely. Also, adding on to this, there's a little extra thing that is frustrating. It's when you don't subscribe. Do it right now. Sorry, I think we got off on the wrong foot. Please subscribe. I need this. Please, I need... Anyways, who let that guy in here? 4. Climbing in the rain. Do I need to say anything else? I know I don't, but I will. This has to be up there with the worst thing in Breath of the Wild. It always happens exactly at the worst time as well. I'm trying to get to a shrine, and as I'm about to reach the top, bam, rain. It just ruins your day. Especially early game when you don't have Rivali's Gale, it's just a mood ruiner. Then you get the climbing gear and you think to yourself, oh, maybe this will let me climb in the rain. Nope. Link's fingers become covered in slime and you can't grip a rock to save your life. This brings me on to the next thing. 5. The rain. Just in general, the rain kinda sucks. Like, the game is so beautiful when it's sunny, and then they have to hit us with a 12-hour forecast of rain. It makes the game so depressing and not fun to walk around in. You can't sit at a campfire to pass time, you can't launch bomb arrows, you can't do anything it feels like. I just want to run around in the sun and enjoy my day, then now I'm scrambling to go find shelter to set up a campfire and rest for 12 hours in hopes that it doesn't rain when I wake up. 6. When there's a thunderstorm. I hate it. It's worse than just raining because there's all the downsides of rain, as well as you have to unequip all metal weapons and shields. This is so annoying. I'm just trying to travel around and now I can't use my shield because instead of an enemy being a threat to me, nature might come along and zap everything out of my hands. It sucks. When I first started the game, I thought my armor counted as well. So when I used to wear the knight's armor, I would just strip naked and stand there waiting for the storm to pass, hoping there's no bokoblin looking at my 100-plus-year-old near nude body. 7. Versing any enemy with shock arrows. I'm starting just to believe I don't like lightning. Because whenever I see a Wizrobe, I just sigh and roll my eyes, because I know for a fact I'll get hit and instantly lose all bodily functions while writhing on the floor in pain. Waiting a minute to get up, because now I'm stumbling down a hill, being shocked to death. Sorry, that one hit a nerve. All I'm saying is that being shocked just sucks. 8. The Flower Lady. She's nuts. Ganon has made her go cuckoo, but honestly, I kinda respect it. When I was first trying to get to the shrine, and she kept kicking me out because I would accidentally step on the flower, I was ready to throw hands. But thinking back on it, you gotta respect it. She has a love of flowers that I aspire to have in my life for literally anything else. But at the time, I wanted her dead. 9. Rolling on the ground. Look, before you say anything, I usually love just rolling. It's kinda satisfying to me. Sue me. But it only frustrates the hell out of me when it's not me doing it, and if I die because I tumble and break Link's back on a couple of rocks on the way down. Way different than when I do it, because when I do it, it looks cool, and it's way more fun and satisfying when I don't die from nature. 10. Your favorite weapons breaking. You know that ancient blade saw you love? Yep, well that feeling when it breaks in a fight against a red bokoblin never feels good. It's so annoying when your favorite weapon breaks when you aren't ready for it. I just want it to sit in my inventory forever and ever without touching it because of the fear that it might break. Is that too much to ask for? 11. Having a full inventory. It is so satisfying when you're able to spam A and pick up 10 items in seconds from the ground. But on the other hand, when you don't realize your inventory is full and you have to figure out what to drop because you're too far away from your house and you're too scared it'll despawn, it's a horrible feeling. 12. Getting kicked out of Gerudo Town. Sometimes when I'm in Gerudo Town, I forget that I'm not meant to be there. So I take off my clothes and put my favorite rubber suit on because I think it looks cool. And these gigantic women come up to me and kick me out. But when I change right in front of them back into the Gerudo clothes, it's fine. Just the feeling of getting kicked out is frustrating, because it's easy enough to get back in, it's just annoying. 13. Exploding yourself with a bomb. This has happened to me too many times to count. First in the bomb shrine when I first started the game, to now trying to win bomb and feeling the pain that is an explosion to Link's feeble little body when I fail it. It hurts the body and the mind. And don't even get me started on shooting enemies up close with bomb arrows. 14. Shields breaking while shield surfing. I'm just trying to have fun, and my shield decides to just break mid-journey? Come on man, let me travel around in peace. I'm sure that this has happened to all of us. You finally find a gigantic hill or mountain with a nice smooth path that will take you what feels like forever to get down. Shield surfing is insanely satisfying, but the shitty wooden shield you have equipped breaking midway through definitely is not. Then having to go back to the top and do it again with a different shield? It's just not the same. 15. Yiga members after seeing them a few times. The very first time threw me off completely. It was actually pretty cool, because I wasn't expecting it at all. But after seeing the same thing happen time and time again, I just get frustrated with them now. I defeated their master and they still won't give up. So instead I have to one-shot them and fling a tree into their bodies and obliterate any chance they had at living. Also the big Yiga members, the strong ones are annoying as hell. Their wind attack just knocks me over and they always get the better of me somehow. They take longer to beat than it's worth. While we're talking about enemies. 16. Octoroks. There's been way too many times to count where I'm walking along a river peacefully trying to get somewhere, and out of nowhere, this bulbous thing pops out of the water and shoots at me. They are goddamn good at it as well. I think it's no big deal and that I can outrun it, then it just snipes me from the other end of the river, knocking me down and taking away all momentum I had. Octoroks are only good for two things. They're balloons and sucking rust off weapons. Otherwise, they're only annoying to see. 17. Malice. I get that it is a big part of the big bad Ganon that ruled over Hyrule for like 100 years or whatever, but it is annoying that even when I beat this guy, it's still everywhere. It's so annoying when I'm trying to ride my shield around Hyrule Castle and I get stopped by this red goo that hurts me. Please, I'll even clean it up. Give me a shovel or something and Hyrule will be clean in no time. I just want to surf. 18. The Korok seeds. Nintendo, let's have a talk. Just you and me. 900 is too many. I know, an unpopular opinion, but damn, I hate seeing these guys now. The first 50 were fine, but knowing there are 850 more is just so demoralizing. And looking at a map of them is even worse. It is an overwhelming amount of things on one screen. Every time I get one, I drop a rock on the Korok's head. Not because it's funny, but because I mean it. 19. The amount of damn shrines. Look, I'm all for the shrines. I love them. I'll just like some more variety. It also just gets frustrating when there's no fun to them because they are too tedious, or I need my motion controls on, or it's just a super hard mini guardian. I would love them if there was some more variety. I get that it is insanely hard to do when there is 120 of them. Maybe there doesn't have to be that many. Just a thought though. Just kidding, give me more. 20. Flying Guardians. They just aren't fun. I hate them. Maybe it's just because I'm bad at the game, but they are too strong for me. You get seen and that's it. May as well fall to your death. Actually, it's definitely because I'm bad at the game. How many of these apply to you? Let me know how many you find annoying and what other things frustrate you in Breath of the Wild. Leave a like and subscribe as it really helps me out and tells me what type of videos you guys like. See ya!